What's up everybody? So today we're going to continue taking a look at how to play some Stellaris. So in my last video we looked at the UI for the game, and now this time we're actually going to get into playing the game. Now I actually lost that save, so this actually is a different galaxy from then, so just be aware of that. But all the settings are the same, the empire is the same, all that stuff is the same as the other video, so we should be good. So first thing we're going to want to do is take a look at our bar up here with all our notifications on it. And we see here that we have not assigned a physics research, society research, or engineering research. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So for physics research, we get 3 options. So the way the research system works, I don't remember if I explained this in the last video. I apologize if I'm just repeating myself. But you get 3, or you can actually get things that increase the number, but you get a certain selection of random researches of the ones you have unlocked anyway that you can choose to research. So there aren't just 3 researches unlocked to us, but these are the 3 available to us at this point in time. So we've got this one here. Quantum theory increases the physics research from our researcher jobs. That will be the people on the planets actually working to produce research. We've got this one here, increases research station output. That's research that we find out on planets. For example, here Europa has 3 engineering research, and we actually have a research station right here harvesting that research. I guess harvest, I'm not sure exactly what the right term would be, but it's exploiting it, I don't know. And we got blue lasers. This unlocks the blue laser component for our ships. We're not going to need to worry too much about ships at this exact point in time. So I think the best way to go is quantum theory, get more research from our actual researchers, because we don't really have that many research stations right now. For society, we can get more food from our farmers. That's once again one of the jobs on the planet here. We can get planetary unification. Now you see this one is highlighted here, which means this, actually it even explains it there on the tooltip. It says this technology will remain as a valid option until it's researched. This has to do with our empire, specifically has a trait that makes this happen. So planetary unification will always be a research option until we decide to research it. So if we decide to research something else, it'll still be here. And what that does is it gives us +2 unity per month, and gives us campaign edicts. These are going to be special edicts over here that we can activate to do lots of different things. Actually, we can look at those once we get that. And then the other one here gives us hydroponics farms. It's a building we can make on our planets to produce food. I don't think we're going to need that, at least not right now, because we've got farming districts for that purpose. And it also gives us the hydroponics bay that goes on our shipyards, or on our star bases. So I'm going to go with planetary unification. Then over here we get increased mining station output, same as the research station, except for these ones. Grab things like energy credits and minerals. We got one right here. We've got increased army damage, which isn't something we're going to be worrying about for a while, but that has to do with warfare. And increased minerals from mining jobs, which once again on our planet here. Then we have increased Corvette build speed and reduced Corvette build cost, which once again has to do with military, which we're not going to be getting into quite yet. So I think powered exoskeletons is what I'm going to go for here. Now we're going to want to go ahead and take a look at our planet. So Here we've got our districts, which we have a certain number of districts available on the planet. It's equal to the planet size unless you get modifiers that increase it or reduce it. Now they can be city districts, generator districts, mining districts, or agriculture districts. So the city districts will give us basically more places for people to live, but won't give us many new jobs. Whereas generator, mining, and agriculture give us jobs and places for people who work those jobs to live. And the generators give generator districts give us energy credits, mining districts give us minerals, and agriculture districts will give us food. Now, currently we're not doing too bad in any of these respects. And we also have building slots over here. We can build buildings on them. We actually don't have enough minerals to build any of these things, but we got building slots which do not provide housing, with the exception of one building, the luxury residences. These just provide jobs. So the people who work these jobs will have to live in the city districts. And one last thing, you can see that we actually have 4 districts available here, but only one can actually be used right now. And that's due to tile blockers, which are special planetary features that keep us from using certain districts. So here, this one is currently reducing our mass districts by 1. If we were to remove the blocker, which will take 300 energy, we could get that slot back, which we're not too worried about right now. We're gonna have to build something here soon because we have no available jobs, so any new pops that are created will become unemployed. But we're not gonna worry about that quite yet because we don't really have the minerals to worry about it yet. So the next thing we want to look at is exploration. So right now we just have this one system here, and we need to expand out into the galaxy before other people take it first. As far as expanding out, early on there's really only 2 things you have to concern yourself with as far as expansion and like what to take and what not to take. And that's choke points, which will make it easy to defend your territory. So for example, if I came over here, and took this system and this system, this entire section here is all mine by default because I've locked these off. I can just grab these systems at my leisure and it'll be easy enough to defend them because I only have to defend these 2 points because they're the only entrances to the system. The other thing to take into account is planets. Planets are everything. The more planets you have, the more resources you can produce. So we also have to do that. Every empire gets 2 guaranteed habitable worlds, except for a couple exceptions. So we'll want to be looking for those as well. So first order of business is to take our science ship and start exploring. If we click on the survey button down here and hold shift, we can queue up multiple survey jobs. So I can hold shift and I left click on this system, this system, this system, and this system. And then it'll in order survey this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now, we don't want to just take these 2 systems without taking any of the in-between systems, because the further a system is away, the more influence it costs to claim it. So we'll want to take this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. That way we claim them all at once, or we take them, we get these because we're going to want these anyway at some point. And it keeps us from paying more to claim these systems. Then, last thing we're going to want to do is look at actually exploiting these resources that we have here. If we look, we have these symbols here show unexploited resources in the system. There's currently 2 energy, 3 minerals, and 2 engineering research that is just going to waste in the system. Now, if you hover over the system, you can see the amount that we are collecting. We're collecting 11 energy, 11 minerals, and 3 engineering research from the system already, from the stations we already have, but we can collect more. Now, you could right-click on the system and tell it to build mining stations and build research stations. However, we don't actually have enough resources to build mining stations, and that's what I would like to build first, because minerals are kind of important at this point in the game. So what we're going to do instead is enter the system and find where these minerals are, right here. It's going to be the one that's not green. See, the one that's in green here is already being harvested. If we go over here, we can just right-click, build mining station. Now, I just noticed that only took 75. I thought so. Yeah, that only cost 75 minerals to make, and that's because our leader has a trait that reduces the build cost. Mining stations. That's not too important right now, though. So, we're going to go ahead and unpause the game. I'm going to go ahead and bump it up 1 level of speed up to fast. And we're going to see everything start happening. Now, something we may want to go ahead and think about getting is another science ship. Because then while this science ship is out exploring to expand our territory, we can have another ship searching around in here for our habitable worlds. So we can start working on taking those. So we're going to click shipyards here. Go to shipyard down here. Well, we're going to select actually the shipyard out of shipyards, specifically shipyard. And we can click on science ship. And we can build ourselves a science ship. And that'll take a little bit to make. So don't worry about it for a little while. Now we've discovered an anomaly, which is basically, as it says, an anomaly. Something strange about the system the scientist has found. Now, these can do all sorts of things, from unlocking event chains to just giving you extra resources on the planet. They can do all kinds of things. But for now, we're just going to leave be because our priority is expansion and trying to get these systems. Our current priority is getting these 2 systems claimed. So we're going to ignore that for now. By the way, right-clicking on an icon up here will just basically mark the notification as red. It'll just get rid of it. So we're going to resume. And just keep going. Our mining station is almost finished building.
Complete.
So that's done. Our mining station finished. So we're going to go ahead and build the other mining station by just right-clicking and hit build mining stations. Also, our science ship just finished. Now, currently, we cannot go to unknown systems with this science ship because there's no leader assigned. A science ship has to have a scientist on board in order to explore unknown systems or survey unsurveyed systems. There's basically two stages to exploration. There's actually exploring the system, which is just basically going to the system. This system, although it has not been surveyed, has been explored. Once a system is explored, any vessel can go there, but the initial exploration can only be done by a science ship with a scientist. So we're going to go ahead and click assign leader, and recruit a new scientist. Now we have 3 options. We've got they've all got different traits. These ones have extra research speed to materials, but we're not actually going to be using these as scientists like for research, but rather for exploration. So these are useless for us. However, this one with anomaly research speed increased would be useful. So we'll recruit him. Or her, I guess. Assign her to the ship. And now we only want to explore systems with this ship. Because when we explore a system, we'll be able to see if there are potentially habitable planets there. And then we can work on surveying the systems and trying to claim those worlds. So we're just going to right click up here and hit explore system. And we're going to resume our game. Just let it keep going for a little while. Still researching stuff. This guy's still trying to get in position to even build the mining station. We can probably increase the speed another tick. So, when we came over here, we explored the system, and now we see there's a potentially habitable world here. It says it's a continental world. Now, we don't know the exact habitability of the world yet, but it's continental world. And if we check our species, we are continental preference, which means that by default, continental worlds have 80% habitability, unless modified by some other modifiers. So we definitely want this system, because this is one of our guaranteed habitable worlds. I believe your guaranteed habitable worlds will always be the same exact type as your main world. So we'll go ahead and right click and survey that system. Keep running here. Okay, a couple things happened here. So we got the comet sighted event. This is just, these events happen every now and then. It's just random. There was a comet here, and we can say it's a good omen. And we get, on Earth, we get the comet sighted modifier, which gives increased happiness. So that's nice. We've also discovered an archaeological site. We'll talk about those later. That's actually from a DLC. You actually wouldn't get these in the base game. So we're not going to worry about that for now. And while I'm thinking about it, we're going to want to go to our shipyard and build another construction ship. Otherwise, it might be difficult to keep up with all the construction we're going to want to do while we're expanding.
Construction complete.
Okay, we just got contact report, remnants. This is because we found this archaeological site, I do believe. Yeah, because this is signs of a technological civilization. So everyone's going, oh hey, there's other people that were intelligent out there. Cool. Doesn't actually do anything. Our construction finished, so we're going to go ahead and build research stations here. So we can finish exploiting all the resources here. This system has now been surveyed. And that means we can, now that it's been surveyed, we can actually expand to this system and claim it as our own. So we're going to click over here. You can see we actually have 2 construction ships because we built the other one earlier. This one is currently building a research station. So we're going to select the other one, right click here and build Starbase Outpost. So that'll head down and start building that. And we can see we've actually surveyed this habitable world, this continental world, and we see it actually has 100% habitability. I'm not sure where all of that comes from. We have so we have adaptive, which increases habitability by 10% on all planet types, and this has a specific modifier on the planet that gives it plus 10 habitability. So this is going to be a really good planet for us.
Construction
We'll
complete.
definitely want to take that with our construction ship once that's been surveyed. Okay, and now we get our first tradition. So we've collected enough unity, we can actually select a tradition. And now here, there's a lot of different trees to go down. And you don't actually have to go down one tree all the way to the end, although normally that's what you'll want to do. But you can say start expansion and then say, oh, now I want to go down harmony and a little bit down diplomacy. But normally you wouldn't do that unless you had a really good reason to. Normally the 2 best ways to start are with either expansion or discovery. Discovery is going to increase your research a lot and just help you with science. Expansion is what can help you expand across the galaxy and just expand your borders, which is kind of what we're focusing on right now. So I'm going to select expansion. First, you have to adopt the tree itself. Then there's individual internal things that you can take with your subsequent tradition points. And we're going to go ahead and keep rolling.
Survey complete.
Okay. We found a precursor. Now, I do not remember if this is part of a DLC or not. I don't think it is. But when you once you start exploring for a little bit, you'll find a precursor empire. It's one of a set of predefined precursors, and you can start searching for artifacts left by that empire. And once you find
Log
enough of
updated.
them, I believe it is 6. Yes. Once you find 6 of them, you can find their home system, and normally there'll be some benefit there, a bunch of resources or research. One of them gives you a relic world, one gives you a ring world. There's a lot of things that go along with it, and I believe you get a huge boost to Unity when you find that as well, so that's also nice. Now, this system has now been surveyed, so we're going to take our guy here and we're going to explore this system. And we can take our construction ship and send him over here. We can't actually build the starbase. We don't have enough alloy. But we're not too far off, so we're going to go ahead and have him move here anyway. And once we have enough alloy, we'll tell him to build a station there. Okay, so this guy doesn't have a thing, so you can just immediately go ahead and tell him, okay, explore the next system. Just keep bouncing him system to system.
Construction
now.
complete.
Potential habitable worlds will only show up while the science ship is in the system. Once the science ship has left the system, unless the system has been surveyed, the worlds won't show up there. So you want to make sure you check before the science ship leaves the system if there's a world there. This guy's finished building the starbase here. As you can see, that expanded our territory. So we're going to go ahead and build the mining station in the system to get this energy.
Survey complete. Construction complete.
Now this guy's finished building. This guy can go ahead and build a starbase here now. And you can move here. Now we can't build here because we're missing both alloys and influence. So we're just going to move here and wait until we have enough to go ahead and build that one. Also, it's probably a good time to start checking in on Earth here. We're actually about to gain another pop, and we have no jobs for him to work. So we should probably go ahead and build a building for them to work at, especially since we have enough minerals. So let's see here. We could build a city district, but that would just give us more housing. We don't really need that. We could build a generator district for more energy credits. More energy credits, always a good thing. Mining district gives us some more minerals, always a good thing. Agriculture, there's not much of a benefit to having a whole bunch of food, so probably not a great idea to build an agriculture district right here, right now. What might be the best thing to do is build a building, because that'll let us get some of these tier 2 things. We could use with more science. So a lot of times what we'll want is science or alloys. I think we're going to go for alloys because we have been having a few issues getting enough alloys to expand. Probably don't really need to build an alloy foundry, but I'm going to go ahead and build one anyway. We can resume this
Anomaly
here.
detected.
Leave the anomaly be.
Construction complete.
Over here, we finished building this station. So now we're going to go ahead and build a research station here, because there's a research station. We still don't have enough influence to build an outpost here. But something we can do is we can go ahead and colonize this world now. So we're just going to click on the world here. It'll bring up the screen. We can click colonize. We don't have enough alloys to do it. So we're going to have to wait till we have 200 alloys before we can do that. So let's go ahead and go through this. We have found an abandoned gateway. Where do we find that?
Log
Here.
updated.
So that's actually an L gate. That's I want to say Distant Stars DLC that adds that, but that'll come into play later. This guy's gonna go ahead and come over here and survey that system, or not survey. We just want to explore. So we may as well just explore that system while we're searching around. We should have one more guaranteed habitable world somewhere.
Construction complete.
Okay, that's been built. We don't really have much more we want to build with this guy right now, so we'll just wait. We still can't build a starbase here, but we do have another tradition. So now, like I said, we could adopt any of these other trees, but normally we'll want to continue down the one we already adopted. And we get Reach for the Stars, which reduces our star-based influence cost. Hey, that sounds useful. And we can make new colonies start with an additional pop. Now, I really like this one, but this one is really useful for us right now because we are struggling to get enough influence to expand as quickly as we would like. And if each starbase takes less influence to build, it makes things way easier. So we're going to grab that. And now if we take a look, we can actually build this outpost here now. So we're going to go ahead and start work on that. It's finished. We'll not survey. I just want to explore.
Survey complete.
And explore this one. Build mining stations here. And here's our other guaranteed habitable world. So we'll go ahead and survey that system. This guy will move down here, get him prepped to go ahead and take that system.
Anomaly detected.
Oh, okay, we have an anomaly. We can just leave B for now. Speaking of anomalies, did we didn't. Okay. Just want to make sure I didn't click past something I wanted to explain once we got it. Now, we actually have enough alloys now. We can go ahead and colonize this world. I'm just going to give it a random name. Okay. And that immediately tells our shipyard to start building a colony ship.
Anomaly detected.
And we'll automatically send it over here and have it colonize the planet.
Survey complete.
So with this guy done... Okay, first off, we're going to move you here. But this guy, we kind of have two options. We could try and flush out our systems that we've kind of already gotten here, or we can head out and try and claim some more systems. This down, well, there's a couple things here. Which one of these looks like it might be easier to take? This over here looks like it might be fairly easy. If we just take this system and this system, it gives us all of this. So let's go ahead and hit survey, and we'll take this, this, and that. And let that survey down there. Now, we pretty soon we'll build a starbase here.
Detected.
We can do that. Now here's another kind of choice here. We could wait for this to finish surveying and build the one here, or we could build an outpost here. I'm going to go ahead and build this one here just to claim this choke point. And then whenever this one finishes, we can just have this be the next station we make. Here's our colonization ship getting ready to colonize. If we look,
establishing
just
colony.
finished. First human colony, we get a little bit of a event. We actually get a little engineering research from it. And now we see it's colonizing. Now this will take time to colonize, but once it's done, we'll actually be able to control it just like Earth. We actually have another tradition, so we can reduce empire sprawl. Not a big deal. We're not even over our empire sprawl or our mid cap yet, so we're good there. This will reduce starbase upkeep. We only have one starbase. So it's not going to be an issue. New colonies start with an additional pop. That sounds really useful. So let's do that because pops equal power. The more pops you have, the more resources you can generate. This guy's finished, so we'll build a mining station.
Complete.
That did actually. Okay, good. This survey over here finished. So we're gonna
Technology
see.
discovered.
Okay.
Survey complete.
So this finished. We're gonna go ahead and okay. We can't actually build the starbase yet. We'll be able to soon. So I'm gonna send this guy, and I'm gonna have him start surveying the other systems within our area. This guy finished surveying, and our research finished. That research was the powered exoskeletons, so we should get more minerals now. Now, we could get ceramo metal armor, which is for better armor on our ships. Afterburners give more speed to our ships, or robotic workers. Now, robotic workers can be a really good way to go because they'll basically you just build a robot assembly plant on your planet, and you just get more pops. You can build more pops, and then, like I said, pops equal power. Now, the only downside to it, well, is first off, if you're a spiritualist empire, you can't even really do it. But we're not spiritualists, so we could definitely go down that path. But initially, robots can only work as farmers and miners. So you end up having a hard time keeping them employed. But later on, you get researches that start to allow them to have more and more jobs until eventually they can have pretty much every job. So we're going to go ahead and research that. And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So we've gone ahead and we've gotten a little bit of a start going. So next time we're going to take a look at just expanding a little bit more, continuing to develop our economy, and hopefully finding another empire so we can start looking at how diplomacy works. So I'll see you then.